Look, I'm not an expert in character writing, I'm just a fan taking a crack at this simple question. What actually makes a great villain? Off the top of my head, Thanos is an obvious example, but instead of worshipping him, let's break down why he works and how other villains fall apart. A villain doesn't have to be humorless to be terrifying. What they must have is real stakes. The story has to treat their threat as legitimate. Look at Lord Shen in Kung Fu Panda 2. He's surrounded by jokes, visual gags and comedic characters. Yet Shen himself isn't a punchline. His goals are brutal, his methods are ruthless, and the film never undercuts his danger with a wink to the audience. That's why, in my opinion, he's the best villain in the entire trilogy. And yes, we are going to pretend that Kung Fu Panda 4 does not exist. Moving on. So the rule isn't make your villain serious, it's make the consequences serious. Let the tone vary, never let the threat evaporate. Rule number 2. Nothing builds credibility like a clean win on the scoreboard. Thanos wins in Infinity War. He doesn't almost win, he wins, period. Half the universe is gone. The movie ends on his quiet satisfaction, not the hero's victory. From that point on, every character, every plan, every frame in the MCU bends around his choice. The Joker in The Dark Knight wins too, just differently. His victory is philosophical. He proves how fragile order is. He corrupts Harvey Dent, breaks Gotham's spirit, and forces Batman into a lie that haunts him. It's not about punching harder, it's about changing the world of the story. Giving the villains a real win doesn't make the heroes weak, it makes the stakes more believable. And the eventual comeback actually means something. Rule number 3. Clear, simple motivation. The audience doesn't need to agree with the villain, they need to understand them. Thanos wants balance. A bit maniacal, yes, but focused and legible. The audience understands it. You get this logic in one sentence. The Joker wants to prove that morality collapses under pressure. Every move he makes serves that thesis. When a villain's why is crisp, you can build consistent scenes, clean conflicts and satisfying payoffs. When it's muddy, the character becomes a plot device that changes shape whenever the script gets stuck. Rule number 4. Screen time or quality time. Preferably both are fine. Heroes are familiar to audience by design. Villains aren't, so whenever you're introducing a new villain, give your villain more time or make every second razor sharp. Infinity War is basically a Thanos' character study. The Avengers orbit around him. That's why he lands. The movie invests the time to articulate his worldview and momentum. The Dark Knight goes the other way. Less screen time for Joker than Batman, but every scene is quality writing, no filler. Every entrance changes the temperature of the movie. Back to Shen in Kung Fu Panda 2. He gets the room for his backstory, motive and a personal link to Po. You understand him, so the final conflict has shape and weight. Let's talk about Kang, not to pile on, but because he's a case study in how to dilute a villain. Loki Season 1 introduces He Who Remains. Mixed reactions from the audience, including me, sure, but I will admit that the character had some gravitas. He sits at the edge of time like a god, and his tone constantly slips from jolly to deadly serious. Crucially, he warns the Lokis, kill me and worse versions will come. That's a great setup. We know the stakes and we have a shape for the threat. Then things start to fumble. Too many variants too fast with no anchor. Instead of defining Alpha Prime Kang early, clear face, clear motive, clear plan, Marvel scattered a dozen faces and vibes across the projects. Quantumania gives us a reject Kang with vague goals. He wants to stand out, to get revenge, take his place, but replacing Kang with another Kang doesn't really change the status quo, it just blurs it. The Colosseum of Kang's post-credit scene is meant to be terrifying, at least I think that's what Marvel was trying to do. But instead it became a meme. That whole scene screams quantity, not quality. Loki Season 2 tosses a nerdy variant of the Kang. While that's thematically cute, it further dilutes the menace. Here's the core problem. Kang became whatever the current project needed. Tone, power, purpose, all shifting. You can't build dread that way. Thanos is Thanos no matter which film he's in. Joker is Joker in every scene. Shen is Shen in the entire arc. Consistency is what lets the audience fear the next appearance. What Marvel should have done? Perhaps introduce Prime Kang right after Loki Season 1. Make his motivation painfully clear. Let him win something concrete. Then every variant either supports or contrasts the Prime, but doesn't overwrite him. Ambiguity about outcomes is exciting. Ambiguity about who the villain is exhausting. Now let's take a recap of everything in this video. Respect from the writers. Don't turn a threat into a punchline. Keep the stakes real. Give the villain a possible win, narrative or philosophical, but make it count. Clear motivation. The why should fit into one sentence and drive every choice clearly. Time to breathe. Either more screen time or scene by scene precision for the villain. Consistency across appearances. The same character shows up every time, not a new character with a different patch. Kang shows what happens when a franchise tries to be flexible with its antagonist instead of definitive. You don't build fear with fog, you build it with form. Well, that's my take. I'm just a fan trying to answer the question. But tell me, what do you think a villain needs to be truly great? Is it the win, the motive, the presence, or something I missed? Drop it in the comments down below. And as always, it's time for a goodbye.